Alright. Yo, what's up, Gum? Press F for armor? Yeah. I gotta say, I still don't know how we are in a world where armor's best guard doesn't last in between waves, but I guess that's... here we are. It's... oh. What are those? Okay. Misclicked. What? Behave. Stupid. Switch sometimes. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, like, if you look at armor compared to Watt, compared to Hermit Yoda, how is she the one that CG is like, nah, it's too much. We cannot afford to let her hand out armor just like Master's Training gets handed out? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Am I in the Chromium death bracket? I basically opted into it, actually. I specifically refreshed Fleet Arena so I could get the extra point bracket so I could get in. Honestly, a little bit disappointed with the outcome. I know... I have issues. You know how I said, like, ooh, I think it'd be really interesting to try to, like, join GAC on time, like, the moment it opens up and see who we get? I kept on tinkering and tweaking, and then 15 hours passed. And, hey, 15 hours for me is still incredibly early compared to where we're at last time. Although, I think this coming week, we're probably just going to run back the exact same mod set unless some crazy thing happens. This is actually probably the most time I've spent remodding in 3v3. Which isn't really saying much because I try to avoid it as much as possible. But, you know, still, wherever possible, right? I still don't like 3v3, but I like my defense, and so I guess by proxy that means I kind of like 3v3 now. I just wanted to lean into it a little bit. Like, it's still a fairly cheesy defense, but I just saw some room for some changes to be made, and figured why not. Also, other big news. I was wrong. I was incredibly wrong. I was feeling very down last week about Vader versus Darth Revan. And basically, the moment that I ended stream, I realized that the change actually makes no real difference here. Yeah. Basically, it actually is almost better again. The difference that happened, right, is I explained all the turn meter mechanics last time of why Thrawn no longer gets 100% turn meter. The thing I kind of just skimmed over at the time is that Thrawn not being feared doesn't really care about the 100%. And so for purposes of guide making, actually just fine. Like, nothing actually changes in the turn order. So, yeah. We'll be running it today. I guess one thing I need to double check myself, but I'm pretty sure what it's safe on is to make sure that he's still faster than Bastila. He is. Yeah. I think we're just fine then. Alright. So yeah. We do have an addition to the family. We are slowly, ever so slowly, man, after like a 13, 11, 12, or 13, is 30% on the GAC counter report. It's my fault. The guide, this counter has a lot more nuance than so at the time, I've said this elsewhere, but so apologies if anyone's like rehearing it again. At that time, I was really interested in trying to see how short and like compact videos could get, because, you know, like when you look at video engagement, it tends to be like a fraction of the video. So I was like, ooh, but if I could get it down to like that 3 or 4 minute mark, and ideally I didn't want to cut out any critical information, that counter was not the counter to try that video style on. I just ended up cutting a bunch of like really critical stuff to mention. I still don't know why that number is so low, because, or like, so what are the insta-fail conditions? Malik faster than DR, never use that counter. It will never work out correctly. Okay. The counter didn't say that you can use tanks other than L3. It just showed L3 because L3 was my personal choice. Maybe people have worse L3s, Gear 12, maybe Gear 11, they tried to force it. She takes too much damage, Thrawn gets death marked early. Him getting Darth Mark isn't actually that bad, but maybe just, you know, people have weaker L3s, it's possible that that just went south. I don't know. Honestly, 30% is actually increased. The screenshot that I saw was that it had like an 11% success rate, so yeah. I think I pulled that video to unlisted. I'm working on a reworked guide that's going to cover everything. You tried it with a weaker Thrawn. Define weaker. I never tried it with a Gear 12 Thrawn. I don't see that as being too much of an issue. If anything, it actually might potentially be easier. Worked fine for me before and after. Yeah, there is no before and after, functionally. I was completely wrong in my read last week. Of the counter, the setup, the variables. Everything that I said was true, but it completely skimmed over the fact that functionally it plays the exact same. And so, yeah, I'll take it. I'm perfectly happy. I'm working on the guide again. I'm no longer skipping to the Clone LCB video. I'm going back around, and we're gonna wrap up the Vader guide first. We need to get that rolling because we're making some progress through the season now. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me, you know, Zareth tried the counter and had some issues on his end as well. There's a lot of moving parts. Yeah. That being said, I am very picky about counter success rate, and I, like, even just a counter, like, if there's like a 15% resist chance that would cause a failure, I hate that counter, and I still feel comfortable running this, so I don't know if that, take that for what it is. I don't know. If I'm comfortable running it, then I would hope that signals to people that there's something there, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll run it today. Today should be like pretty much prime conditions. To really look for Revan, so maybe not the tankiest, but I'm gonna play it doing the choke first style anyway. If you cull first, it's value. That was another big one. That was actually probably the biggest one. Is in the video, I said to cull first. If your Vader modding isn't on point, in any way, shape, or form, and there's a lot of ways that can happen, not of offense, not of crit chance, etc., and you're trying Cole first, then yeah. So that's also, I think, a huge reason actually for why the win rate was bad, is because, of course, if you don't get the kill shot on DR, you're just done, right? And there's no reason why you can't actually choke on Malik first, right? It slows down your kill on Basla, but like, if your team is built correctly, then it really doesn't matter, so. Yeah, it was like the first video that I think I just really ended up screwing up on. The counter is still completely valid, but I just didn't give people... I cut a lot of corners and skipped a lot of info that I hoped would be intuitive, but, like, you can't assume that, right? Yeah, we'll get there. Fresh video coming out shortly. Gotta get that done. And yeah, alright. We got a day today. We have... It still never ceases to entertain me how bad my 20+ count looks now. But yeah, you know, we're ahead on high end. We're about even on 20 to 25+ combined. Let's get some more footage. Hey. I took plenty of tests, but honestly, like, I would rather do it in a live environment anyway. Totally. Let's see. Is there anything else really noteworthy here? It's kind of the usual. A little bit less GP than I'm used to fighting now at 6.5. Still, you know, exact same GL versus GL mirror match. JML, SLK, Ray. Still really never see some Sith Eternal Emperor, but honestly, for my strategy, it's in my favor that everyone just kind of has the same thing, so... Yeah, let's move on in. I don't know why I did that animation that way, but hey, whatever. Which JML comp would you suggest for Ray Holdo L3? If it doesn't have gas, I don't want anything to do. Maybe like JML gas shock sounds okay. Shock for the dispel, gas. You need to have gas for the most part just to be able to battering ram down Ray. Shock also being simultaneous dispel as well as protection regen on the JML. Yeah. Should be fine. Sounds comfy to me, anyway. Yeah, so what we got here? Let me just recenter the camera real quick. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to say about the defense. Mostly just some remod tweaks, some small stuff here and there. Kinda tuned up my bounty hunter speed just a little bit. Didn't end up posting Luke this time, put the fins in here instead. I kind of just wanted to hold him just in case we saw something like an SLK rear. Just to try to be able to combat that with JKR. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm not going to show the rear. I mean, if you've been around in the past, you've seen it, but I don't know. Given the circumstances, and I think how much surprise value the rear has, I would prefer not to show it. If I don't have to, just in case. I only took your Jenga to R5. Nice, man. I took mine to R6, just getting a little bit too gung-ho at the time, and kind of regret it because his damage is just too high now sometimes. We kind of just don't get to chain our contract turn meter chain sometimes. Like, dude kind of just needs to chill. You know? Yeah. I mean, yeah. The defense, we've gone 9 rounds straight now of never getting full cleared. 2 of those were fairly inactive opponents. They'd, like, tried once on my front Galactic Legend and failed, so... You know. I'd say maybe only 7 true holds. But I feel really good about it. I love this defense. It's been doing some mad work for me, and cannot wait to see how it continues to go. Honestly, biggest difference here is just that I've shifted. It's a fairly cheesy defense, but I've shifted, like, I wouldn't call this hard, but it's an increase in difficulty from what I was doing before, which was just like 7 straight cheese teams. And also I made sure that those are protecting top, just in the weird case of like some either side full clear scenario. Just good standard banner practice. Probably should have been doing it way sooner. Don't worry about it. Hey, we haven't lost yet, so be it. And yeah. So for today, we have... God, I actually feel bad for this person. I did this once. Just gonna go straight on in. This is the Jedi team that I ran before my current team, and it just got creamed. I expect that this is the only GL we'll be seeing today. If we see a second one in rear, then it essentially guarantees us the victory. Maybe we need to play a little bit tighter for efficiency. If it's like a rear ray, then things might get a little bit odd. We might not be able to full clear. But rear ray, you can work around that, right? What's the best way of modding SLKR? For 5v5, I tend to like speedy first order, and you kind of need to bring the speed up of everyone in general to do that. I think either style is kind of flexible, right? All that really matters from those parties, you try to hit the crit damage triangle, offense cross. Typically, you either go, or you always want a health secondary set, right? And then main set can either be speed with high speed secondaries or crit damage with variable speed. I think just, you know, crit damage SLK is just so commonly solved by Jedi now that you kind of need to mix things up somehow. If we're talking for 3v3, I know a while back Blade mentioned that HP stack SLK can kind of handle Rey more successfully. I haven't run that personally. I want to say that was like super health. Don't look at Gom's SLK unless you want to risk a mod inferiority complex. Could I ask? This is just like a 28 speed crit damage triangle or something. I'm going to assume he doesn't have equipped what you're referring to right now. I mean, these are some fairly specialized mods. Yeah, like that cross, it's pretty dope. Solid percent offense hits on a health primary. But basically, that's, I mean, it kind of reflects the answer that I'm trying to give here, which is like, health matters, speed matters, and you want to maintain damage in that process there. Health cross you can give or take. Offense cross, I tend to have good offense crosses to be able to bring, so I just kind of stick to those because of my health. Anything that I have that's health cross is either like a high roller speed with a worthless set on it, or it's just like a, you know, 5 to 11-ish speed health set. You know? That's how I swing. You can roll either way, honestly. Yeah, ooh. A diamond, actually. Alright, I'm not giving context on stream. A very, very solid diamond that could be very, very 6A. Alright. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we really need to talk about here. I think today should feel fairly straightforward for defense. Yeah. Let's go on in. Immediately, I kind of just want to run it back. I am making a couple of experimental changes here, as well as just kind of made sure to give this team some of the best money that they could have to just push this counter as cleanly as possible. So you can see right here, we have a pretty nice overall protection to health ratio. So Malik Drain will be roughly 55-60% of his protection. Yeah, overall looking pretty good. And then another thing that I'm testing, and might add this to the guide just based on what I saw in the trouble Zareth had with his attempt on it, is I'm trying to introduce some extra speed on L3. Just in case, like, I think everything else going on, everything else that I've added, especially since, you should be fine, but like, just as a failsafe, right? Because if you bring a little bit of a faster L3, you really don't have to worry as much about everything else with like Thrawn potentially getting killed or anything. No, just optimizations, really. And yeah, we have DR first and then BSF and then Malik, which is the safest possible way to run this counter. Should be fine. It's like a 342 DR, and that doesn't really matter for us at all. Alright. So we have the fear on Vader, so this means that we just pop the lead ability. Swap on over. We're gonna do the choke first style just because I think that's just how I'm gonna... I think that my Vader would be perfectly safe calling here, but my Vader is Relic 8 and I don't want to reinforce or showcase practices that might... You know, I can't say for sure how important Relic 8 has or hasn't been, right? So right off the bat here, you can see Speedy L3 might not have enough speed. We'll see if she goes before BSF, but if she can, it's already like ridiculous stability for this counter, right? So for this point in time, it's kind of iffy on if you go for basic or not. Like, if we ability block, he can't even drain anyway. If he doesn't, it's just going to cause a drain. Yeah, look at this. Alright, we're already... Like, yeah, she can try to shock. It doesn't matter. We have CBM, so we don't really have to do anything with this damage on her. Probably just go back into... Let's see. Alright, and from here we're pretty much stable. So this is what I was talking about with like the getting Deathmark too early, right? The Deathmark actually gives us turn meter, so as long as you're not getting Deathmark super early, which is what happened in Zera's case, you're pretty much cozy, right? There's nothing that can really go that wrong for you. Once we get his health a little bit lower, then we will shape for Thrawn not getting feared. She's getting a little bit beat up. So this is like a point that we could just outro right now. Should be perfectly fine. Do we just take it? It's not the best banners. Honestly, the biggest determination for when you should get out of a fight is actually L3 and her levels. So she's not prepared. She's on Mark 3, so we have no real way to re-taunt her anymore. So we probably just take this. Not the best banner performance, but I don't know. I mean, 51, not that bad. It's not gonna be the counter that delivers you the most banners, right? But the thing that I think, above all else, it can kind of be game-winning efficiency, especially if you're in a situation I am, where the opposite for them cannot be done, right? We get that 351 speed Malik. It doesn't even have to be 350 speed Malik, although the faster it is, the better off you are for potentially stopping. You know, if they want to try something like a JKL versus DR, I think definitely probably better off that you can ensure that you're going before their shock team most of the time. I mean, I already knew that his JKL was probably going on defense, but let's just get a ballpark example. Yeah, I mean, 312. Shock T can contest the 351, which is why it's a little bit skittish. We can push our DR a little bit higher, but this defense is so finely balanced right now on speed priority that, yeah, it's a little bit hard to say what I prefer. But yeah, I think that this counter alone can kind of decide some matches, depending on... There are other ways to beat DR, but I don't know that they can do this as relatively cheaply. You know, Vader's a pretty solid character now, but I think just in terms of relative overall cost, right? A lot of the time you might be spending... what I know I've seen a lot of people spending Galactic Legends on my fast Malak team. It is, yeah. It's nice. It's very nice to be able to have. Yeah, I'll have to go look at L3 some more. Honestly, like, that felt good enough that I almost kind of just want to push that even further. The one thing I will say that was kind of rough there is L3 did get to Mark 3 a lot faster than we actually usually do. So that's such a trade-off. I don't know. Things to think about off-stream. I don't think we have to really worry about it that much. JKL JML is hard. Eh. I knew that this was coming, and I feel like Ray should have this pretty easy. Right, we just Whirlwind JKL first, then wait a little bit. We could even chuck in Watt here if we wanted. Tank Tech on GL Ray. don't hate that. Regen tech on Ray actually feels kind of bad to me sometimes. It can make it really hard to access Whirlwind. We could go weapon tech. I don't know that it really matters that much. So if we go tank tech on Ray, just to make sure we don't get it blocked, and then regen piece on JTR, that doesn't sound too bad. I don't know. We don't have the RH Bros because they're on defense, so that would be my first choice just so that we could cycle Whirlwind sooner. But considering we don't have that, considering we also spent Vader, so Watt doesn't really have any immediate, like, must pair. Let's check top real quick. Is there any, like, clones visible? Not really. Yeah, let's just go with this. This sounds okay with me. I guess we might not get to do regen piece on JTR. A possible risk. It's possible that not doing regen piece on Ray or weapon tech on Ray might be the wrong choice, but maybe I'm overvaluing the initial ability block. I guess technically speaking, weapon tech on Ray is kind of just a faster self-cleanse. Let's try it. I think this will feel worse at the start and then probably level itself out over time. So we already know that this ability self-cleanses them, so there's no real point in doing it. Maybe we could just do this on JML to push his Terminator back. Alright, we hit the automatic self-cleanse. That's pretty convenient. Kinda doesn't really matter that we heal block him. The Whirlwind should just take him out immediately. I'll try putting it over here. It's gonna take a little bit to get to Whirlwind anyway, so I don't really matters too much. Nice cooldowns. Stuff. Alright. One down. Now we just kind of wait for Hermita to show his face. I guess we could just pop ult now. No reason why we can't. We have an offense modded Ray too, so this should be a Hermita pickup for now. We should be able to lifesteal back to full banners before we get out of here, so I think we can be okay. Like this. Probably no one hit it again though, just in case. I mean, he is slinging some damage. What do words do? We also, I don't know that we've hit the... I guess JTR's counterattacks will be nice here. His counterattacks are down. He does have crit immunity. We'll see if we can lifesteal first. We're not really at all. Get some foresight back up. We're gonna back. I wonder if I'm not hitting Whirlwind. That's why. Is he gonna die before we get back to full health? Refuse. That's exactly what happened. Okay. Fine. Don't even worry about my banners here. Doing what I can. Okay. Buff immunity on Ray and ult. Her ult doesn't cleanse her. It just makes her immune to subsequent effects. Debuffs. Right. Is immune to all detrimental effects and can't be defeated, but it doesn't necessarily cleanse her. Did I win yet? Working on it. I did showcase some of the changes already that I'm working on making the Vader guide as clean as possible. I guess I can't pull it up. Basically, I'm speeding L3 up, and I'm probably going to push people to reinforce their Thrawn with as much protection as possible. Although, actually... Ooh. Now that I'm thinking about it, Malik always drains the weakest person, and he drained Vader there instead of Thrawn. maybe Vader might want a protection circle as well. But it's easier said than done because my Vader is like on very tight mods right now that I'm not looking to change. Oh, he already has one. Okay, cool. Woo! You think she got that debuff in the ult though? It's very likely that she would have had it beforehand, right? JML was counting her up. Alright, this should be... Is there any reason why we're going to feel punished for running on here? I don't expect so. The one thing we want to hold him for, we just beat. Yeah. I like how I gave Finn some faster speed modding to make him more relevant. I mean, he's on deep. I'm even talking about here. So if we got them both under control, let's just go for some TMR here. Maybe this. Oh, that was actually a little bit greedy. No, we're fine. Coming in hot. Wedge, I don't think I'm going to trust him to go before Poe, so let's... Wow. For once, Poe doesn't actually damage us. Usually when he goes to last man standing, he always just tries to take my banners immediately. Look, I'll take it. Maybe it's because when he's last man standing, he usually hasn't been damaged yet. Well, this looks like a Huxley SLK. Okay. But I think it just went automatically then. There's still one possibility to get used against my defense that I think could maybe break the chokehold, but it's an uphill battle. Alright. I think we're pretty much set then. For you. Yeah, you've seen some more just fast. Not really worried about you without a zombie either. We've got some pretty strong overkill up to this point. This is the thing that this defense keeps on running into as well, is we just hold so much on offense that it just ends up feeling wasteful. The fact that we spent JTR means I guess we have to use a different team on Bounty Hunters now, but yeah, you're not really pushing some major threats here. Alright. Not the best banners, but probably just take this. Why not? I like to try to fish for that some of the aren't just back of it. Alright, there's the double cycle. Can I use? I don't like Daka being this. I should just. If we pop the heal now, then we only get 2 deaths, so she's not actually gonna have a revive here in a second, which actually feels pretty bad. See if we can make a watch return. Get the plague stun. We'll take it. And he heals over here as well. What a bro. Alright, we're mostly just hoping to sneak in an extra Daka turn. Yep. Ooh. Am I bad at math? I'm pretty positive we had 2 nights this week already. Let me get him back. Sure. Look, if you're offering. We're in that weird, awkward spot right now where banners can be lost. We have to. If we lose Daka, then. Alright, the Mass Assist will hopefully grab a Plague Stun. We do. Still. Stun. This is the concern. Alright, Zombie has the heal. That's gotta be Grace Period, right? There's no one. Give me that 51. That's gonna tell that Phasma FO. True. I think she has a fair amount of options here, actually. I see a Mon Mothma down south. We did. Is this even that nestable? I mean, every time that I see SRP, I always get a little bit of concerns. about potential timeout, and then I know I've done this in the past, and I know it. Less counterattacks from Leia since she's going to be in stealth a lot. But Leia's not really bringing full pressure on Nest either. Leia not exactly known for one-shot bursts. I guess maybe a bigger question is who would I rather not foot. And Sarah, I've made the mistake one too many times of just being so gung-hung about Nest versus Padme, and then getting to her in 3v3. You see the GK taunt start dropping a little bit too quickly, a little bit too often, and just, oh no. I want to believe that I've made the mistake enough times now that I kind of have that. I almost want to say muscle memory, but it's not. It's like, just like genetic horror or something. Just like you've been through it enough that just like your ancestors are gonna be like, ooh, that matchup, gotta stay away from it. That made no sense. Well, the problem is all of these teams are so cheesy that I can't even decide a matchup right now because it's like none of them are really deserving. It's kind of where it's at right now. Like, who even, like, we have a JKR ready to go. Maybe that crew team. Honestly, probably. That or like Hux. If this was red, I would put, like, you know, respect this Hux team a little bit more. Are we on Jedi? We don't even have to do JKL necessarily. We could just split. Okay. I think you have a play. This team's not going to walk away with great banners. This might help a little bit, and JKL can chill. This is a 350 something Shock T. He's built for anti-DR, so anti-DR or defensive purposes. We didn't go with her on defense today, unfortunately. Dude, I'm the same boat. Like, honestly, if people ever like Q-snipe me or something and wanna just beat me outright, just set me up with a lot of defensive teams that have really like roster efficient counters that just forfeit like all of your protection per fight. I just post like Grievous, probably, well, Traya versus Geos tends to balance out my only two man. But like, seriously, like I would hate to know how many banners I've bled for NS versus GG now. Even though we have like so much overkill we could have just walked away from. Then I'm just over here like, it's so efficient. Just take my banners. It's a really bad habit. That efficiency though. So I remember kind of regretting not just passing this to Grandmaster Yoda last time, but we do kind of just need some. Yo, I have him shocked to the teeth with crit chance. And this man just does not want to crit right now. Let's see how it is. Okay, now you do. Now that all of Revan's protection is gone, ready. I got you. Some counterattacks I'm not too fond of here. If we just get a savior though, it's not that bad. Alright, we get the mass foresight just in time for it to wiggle. I don't really have a good solution to top hits. He can't counter us right now. This is gonna jack up his offense and defense. Grab some defense up in the process. Grab some protection in the process. Try to stop you from living in the process. Okay. Not too punished there. In terms of this problem. It looks like we're about 60% shy. We definitely can. I was thinking maybe a pass to Hermione, but we can just save that for next. What's the cello stick? Okay. I'll take that. I don't want to splash. I think it's too much damage. I'll let you do it. So, Mass Assist will get 5% more protection. That might shove us into Grace Period, but I don't think it will. We could gamble that JKR basic won't kill him, which it's a relic for sort of Stormtrooper with defense up. I would like to maybe imagine. Maybe he doesn't? Or he could just crit. I don't think that we were going to get that Grace Period banner either way. You get hooked sometimes? Yeah. It's a real addiction. Efficiency addiction can strike you at any time. Alright, we're probably... What's our nest solution? Haven't really... She's not that tenacious. So this could actually just end up being like a JK. Really need a Detroit. Pretty sure he's got some potency. Please have some potency. He's had potency for... Why did I... Oh, I took him off for the other planned use I had. She's 140%, though, I want to say, so, like, we could make it work. Not the best odds for landing it, but it would happen eventually. Probably the best we'll get. Okay. Should be pretty straightforward. My jet kill is actually fairly fast, so that's speed reduction on them. If you're wondering why they're gaining so quickly, that would be why. She's Relic 5, she's got the offense up, she's got Jedi as well. I don't... Okay. We need her to give speed up to herself or something. If we're gonna try to get Max. Luke might just kill him on it. We need to chill. Of course. Yeah, not the best modding for like JKL lead offense purposes, but I don't know why. I feel like we would have been fine posting JKL on defense as well. My biggest concern was like if there's an SLK back here for whatever reason, if they just happen to change their mind suddenly, I wanted to have him on deck. And his modding is more built to try to fight against that than anything else. Alright, this is pretty much just cheese the rest of the down. Just anything really interesting we can do here? I guess R2 has some favorable reasons to bring him here. R2, the math on R2 tends to just be like 4% extra potency. His R2 or his modding isn't super hot. I mean, it's not that bad either. We could probably smokescreen on Padme just to like make more use of Anakin's bonus turns. Maybe I'm gonna regret not having the Ahsoka cleanse though. I'd have overthought this a little bit. We honestly just need to get counter for the first couple of times so we can actually just get... working shape. That's gonna be stun taxes. Whatever. We have to pay it. There's no way that we can not pay it. Yo. Okay, that actually helps. That buys us a lot of time. This is what we needed. The AI was just like dancing around doing whatever. That being said, though, they have successfully chained us out on getting taxes on everyone, and it's a little hard to recover from that. We can try to undo it, but I don't even think now's the time necessarily. Is Padme gonna chain turns? Yeah, honestly, I think R2 ended up being a little bit of a sour ad here. Ahsoka would have gotten that stun off of Anakin. I did underestimate that a little. Let's see, Newt just dished it out. R2's about to go, so we could go down to 2 taxes. Or we could go down to 1 tax. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that helps. That's the thing that always gets me, is like, yes, of course, always pay your taxes, but just, if you reach a point where they land the tax plus stun on you and it starts spreading, it just reaches a point where, like, you can't really dig yourself from out of it because he has so much bonus speed. He's gonna outpace you sometimes. Like, we could try here and try to get back full banners. This seems like a losing proposition, though. We'll see. It probably means we're supposed to try to avoid making courage for now. So, like, look at this, right? Anakin is at least gonna have one. Yeah. Pretty bad banners. I don't know. I feel like Ahsoka would have diffused that initial situation so easily. Yeah, I think R2 was trying to get a little bit too fancy there. We have Ahsoka modded for crit chances, so she would have been cleansing everyone reliably. Yeah, damn. That was ugly. Yeah. I knew we had R2 floating around kind of useless, but... he landed like 1 stun on R2. Yeah, Ahsoka... if we did Ahsoka, I think we easily walk out with 51. It's an unfortunate call. Alright, from here... it actually could be a Pieta who wanted it. I haven't actually tried 3v3 troopers. I mean, he's gonna be stealth. How squishy are you? With the Relic for boss lead, I don't think I'll push it. Let's try this. The only thing that I haven't solved for this team yet is how do we integrate non-Empire in a way that will still regen protection. The only, like, this team is so crazy strong, but just... yeah. We could chuck it GBA. Regen tank. It's not exactly the most efficient solution, though. But we don't really have a whole lot of protection sources aside from this. Honestly, I just wanted an excuse desperately to keep running this team, so be it. Ooh. I mean, obviously they're gonna cleanse a lot of it off, but we just need to TM train Palpatine a couple of times. Yep. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to shock back to full banners. Although, honestly, GBA did nothing there, because we're just marking Palpatine in. Is there any real support, then? I guess Barris, but Barris is occupied. It can't be Empire. But it needs some amount of protection regen. I guess Watt could actually fit in that team kind of okay. He'd be more than happy to give weapon tech to Eagle as well. But whatever. I think the way we use it. Let's see. Yeah, probably. Not a whole lot to say there. We could just on it. And the main damage source will target Alphabet Soup. Oh, hello. Who did that? He had advantage and she has a Zeta, so I just wanted to make sure that we get a solid crit for good health regen. We're not gonna talk about that one. How potent was his Phasma? First of all. That's my real question, because that is like a 179 tenacity nest out of box, nothing else. Is there some... I'm not gonna pretend to be some Phasma scholar over here. I don't think her lead has really anything to do with potency. Well, they have advantage in game 20% potency. Ow. Yeah, fair enough. What's her stun source? I don't think Alphabet Soup has a stun. Say. Ow. It was the assist. Yeah. Whatever. Health primary pays off. Alright, so we don't have Padme against Alzin. I think this is actually fairly safe, comfy Grievous territory. We should be able to mop this up before B1 gets killed here. Feel pretty reasonable in saying that. B2 just to keep Spirit in check. Wouldn't mind this being Newt instead. I think we're stick with this. We're mostly just raising them out. Alright, she hits the plague. Yeah. Pretty much what I expected. B1 pretty exposed there, but for a team that's squishy, we can kind of just whittle them quickly. This Gondo really... Well, I mean, Vandor could actually provide some okay banners. Django isn't some crazy huge threat in Grief. Well, the issue is Vandor about really. They don't have a whole lot of dispel though, I guess. It would go away from Vandor if they decided to aim at him. It's kinda it. Honestly, I don't really want to stake. We've been flawless so far this season in terms of losses, and I don't really want to. Spoon thing, we don't really have that many teams. I mean, this is like the power trio, though, right? It feels really weird to not use Citripper here. How could this be a mistake? Django, having his taunt ignore, could very easily just decide to bully out for their officer. I don't think it would kill him in one shot, but would probably take him down to the... Without him, though, this team is really slow in the game. Like, really slow. Yo, Cliff. Yeah, Stream Beats came out with an ambient album, and I'm really appreciating it. I'm hoping that they make more. God, what is this? What do I want this to be? My concern is, like, it's not that hard for them to start walking over us if we let them. Okay, Bosca's, I think, 294, right? 95. Please be 276. He's so close. Wait. Oh, he's 303. We're fine. Okay, but we could... pass the crew. Alt on... Problem is, this is a disc ball, so Halt actually doesn't really share. Happens first, but he's not. Man, I don't know. What clones? Not really led. I guess this could just be a triumvirate and try to walk out with the 51. They aren't really pushing a lot of kill power on us. Decent amount of assists, decent amount of buffs. That doesn't sound too bad, actually. Not a perfect solution, but given the circumstances. I guess Whistling Birds could actually pick off earlier. Vescondo, honestly, is very, very big afterthought for 3v3. He still has some on. Also, Queel, I still have a lot of speed from. I guess 303 does get him out ahead, though. Right, but, like, what's gonna happen? Queel speeds up Biscondo, Biscondo starts recording, and then it's just, like, Vandorn participating, I guess, somehow? Allegedly? We would get, like, 5 Whistling Birds total. This doesn't feel like a real comp to me. I think we just end up trying this. Not the strongest triumvirate either, and I don't even know what he's rocking. Yes, protection primaries on a health stacker, you will. My Nihilus has not seen use in so long, though. He, like, occasionally comes out for EPBS sub versus Grievous in 5v5, and that's, like, kinda it. We'll see. Seems pretty fine to me. We just need to make sure that we give them enough ways to be able to regen towards the ends. That was the big scare move right there. Back at full health. Get pain over here. Let's save special for at least one more turn, see if we can try to get back to full protection off of it at like a better timing. I guess just suspend it now. I don't know. I don't know that we're cycling back enough. Why did you just die to it? We hadn't stripped. I don't think we'd stripped a Bounty Hunter's Resolve. Am I crazy? I mean, music is best music. Honestly, that's the... I say honestly too much. It's one of the things I regret the most. With all the copyright stuff going on. Is... I love post-rock, I love stuff like that, so... I'd love to do... Actually, stop... Oh, right. I thought that there was some weird caveat, though, that when he was dead, Isolate wasn't technically on him, so it was still allowed. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Oh, that's true for like nice mechanics, right? But this is clearly that. Alright, we use this one more time. Should get him back to full. We had protection up, so it's also fine. And then walk out with it. Yeah. Not bad. What was that last song? Everything here. Let me get you an actual answer. So everything here, or pretty much everything you've heard on stream for the past whatever X months, is part of what's called Stream Beats, made by Harris Heller. And let's see. It's all royalty free, free to be used on stream. It's all kind of built for that purpose. The album is called... Yeah, I don't know. Like, I used to have a part of the stream where you could see what song was playing in the corner. Once it all became Stream Beats, I wasn't sure if that would be redundant because it was just going to be like permanent song by Harris Heller at the bottom. Alright. What are we looking at here? 2 Mon Calamari ships. I think we have a fairly good thing going here. Let's just try to run back this strat. Yeah, the self-revive is denied, but other revives are fair game. So I guess Vandal Revive should not be for a game then, right? Because it happens at, like, I assume that the differentiation is that if it's a revive check at time of death, then the isolate still exists, but anytime after that it's not. So Vandal would not work any auto res like that. Bringing the +1 extra, but leaving Ebon Hawk for... Wait. Ebon Hawk is nice against Gratis. I guess this could be an Ebon Hawk ring. I mean, Ebon Hawk does evasion down. So, like, we do get to work around this a little bit, but I don't think this is as much of a must bring for Ebon as it is for, like, say, anti-bomber. I guess we should check, because if bomber comes out late, I'm not going to be a fan. I don't know. I'm on Hawk, nice against Houndstooth. Nah, let's bring it here. Alright. Enough talk. Nope. Enough talk, but also bring the right ships. Tends to be fairly valuable. Or by Old Republic to find the Ebon Hawk button. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It definitely has to be no Vandor revive, I think. Okay. God, I got so established in my GR order that it keeps on screwing with me a little bit. Oh, okay. I was supposed to do Sun Fact Basic. That's the one thing I forgot. Right. So we lose some Buzz Droids. He's about to go, so we'll just get through anyway, but some lost damage opportunity. You offer me 2 ships and a chance to bring in Spy with Buzz Droids on him, I'm probably going to take that. This might not actually kill, though. But this is going to be the closest single kill shot that we get. Yeah. Always hard to tell with Falcon Evasion if we're actually going to get into one, but... Unfortunately, I don't know who's going to get the preferential cleanse here. Of course. Wait. As long as we finish the battle, he's going to count for full protection. We actually want to just end this right now. Ooh, please. Right? This should be the same rules. Yeah. Same fun fact as with Loveland there. Because it's like the Mallet clause, right? If you finish a fight with Mallet, you always get full protection. Huh. That's cute. So save Y-Wing till last, I guess. Hey, why not? I mean, so... We made the opening turn order worse by stunning Y-Wing, but we made it better because he... did the... Oh yeah, you had it in chat too. Nice. I don't know, right? Because like the stun, if we hit the buff immunity plus the Buzz Droids, we lose the initial, so we lose a bunch of Buzz Droid assist. Is there any... Y-Wing's always going to be pre-taunting though, right? Is there any condition where we could get to just like stun Wedge? I wouldn't hate that. Why was he taunting actually? Is it because of the basic and he hit an assist at the start? Guess so, yeah. Weird. Like a very niche thing, but I don't know. That's cool. Also, Ebon Hawk was a complete waste, I guess. Oh well. Alright, so this... Radish just makes me uncomfortable. Like, it's not the be-all, end-all. But yeah, that evasion would make me skittish sometimes. The way that I would have liked to have had Ebon Hawk here. Still probably safer to send it with a squad. But, I don't know, it's entirely possible that Rex is unnecessary to bring here. But I guess just as general policy now, I bring 3 ships. I bring 3 ships because there won't be a 4th with my roster. No real point in giving you Terminator because they're about to go anyway. Wait, no Ray Millennium Falcon. Oh, he's going for the 6 stack setup, isn't he? Alright, so we get the Houndstooth taunt before we get the Anakin turn, which is good, which means that we can just him real quickly. We hit absolutely no target locks. which is good. As it should be. Should we just... I have always given the team Terminator, right? It's really nice swings. I don't know if I'm ever feel like it's worthwhile just re-giving House 2 taunt again. We need this next Anakin basic. Poe. This spell work. Either way. Interesting choice, sir. Yeah, we're kind of just taking counterattacks for now. Cool. Easy way out. I don't know, let's just rather keep drilling on basics. Get some Valor going. Is this scimitar like mine? Is this like a level 60 Andy? It looks... Ah, it's... Scimitar just squishy. Alright. Non-crit that takes him to about 70% health. I know my Ahsoka better than that. She never hits that crit. Ever, ever. 265s though. I'd say that's worth calling a happy landing. I don't hate Ahsoka or anything, by the way. It's just I've become so cynical of her shit. What even is her base crit chance? I need to know. You could have fooled me. I was like halfway wondering like maybe her ship just has like 20% crit chance or like 15% and this is just like common knowledge and I just sound like an idiot for not expecting more. Well, she's pretty close to 50%. Just never happens for me. Ironically, I think somehow ships was probably the most efficient part of my day relatively. 2658, not a great score. But hey. Honestly, the biggest see out of it all, I think, was just that R2 ad. Ahsoka kind of left doing nothing, and she could have contributed so much to this fight as well. For sure. Extra healing, extra cleansing so that we could just control our taxes. Like, R2, yes, technically provides combat analysis so that Brit use self-cleanse, but that's not... We need someone else to be able to cleanse them in situations where they're stunned and can't. Did the exact thing that happened, right? Dooku got the off-stun on Anakin. Huh. Alright, I mean, I guess that's around. We'll see how they do. They definitely have their work cut out for them, and I would be very surprised if they could fit there. It hasn't happened yet. I don't intend for this to be the day. Yeah. We'll see. Alright. I think we're pretty much close to calling it a day there. I do need to just keep putting more time into the Vader guide, I think. That needs to get out there so that people can climb above a 30% success rate with it. Like this, again, I'm not like defending it because it's my counter. I'm defending it because it's like, no, the thing actually like works reliably. Just did a bad job of explaining. Like, it's all about conditions, right? If like you select the proper matchup and you shouldn't really be at risk of failure. Today was actually probably the spicier match that I've had in a while. I think probably need to see if I can make Vader tankier than Thrawn still. Game that a little bit. We'll see. Notes for later. Alright. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you all had a good time. And yeah. We will be back shortly. I guess probably just for round 2. Not sure exactly when the updated Vader guide is coming because I'm hitting on every little thing. That's going to be some extra bases to cover, but yeah. We'll see what happens. Hope you all have a good rest of your evening and a good round. Peace out.